Guys, it's finally here. The Club Nebula palette is on my hand and I already did this look. Hey guys, it's Amber and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name's Amber, I'm French, so if I have this weird accent, that's why. But today's video is, I think, the most excited video I ever filmed. It's on my hands, it's here, it's the Club Nebula by Kaleidos and Angelica Nyqvist. Hope I'm going to say this right because it's pretty hard for me. It's going to be a food review with swatch comparison and some mix and match shade because I love to doing that. But if you just want to see this look, I'm going to do a timestamp to everything on this video so you don't bother to search. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe, I would really love to. But I can't wait to start this video, so let's start. So if you don't know Kaleidos, it's an indie brand, and if you don't know Angelica, what are you doing? She's a beautiful Swedish YouTuber on this platform. She does some amazing colorful look, and this palette represents her so much. She loves some dark grungy colorful look and some peaches. This palette is dark grungy, colorful look and peaches. That's Angelica in one palette. She did think right. She put some multichrome, some duochrome and some mattes that blend like butter. So you got 9 mattes and the rest is shimmer, duochrome and 1 multichrome. So actually the look I did one look with eye primer and one look without. Can you see the difference? You can't, because I did not do this on purpose. I forgot to put eye primer because I was too excited. But this eyes is without eye primer and this eyes is with eye primer. Nothing changed. It's very pigmented. It's not that powdery. It's powdery on the pen, but not in the eyes. And this is some dark shade. I was expecting really crazy fallout, but I already know the formula by Kaleidos. So that's the same size as the Escape pot. It's the same packaging. Yeah, it's quite bulky, but I kind of love it. I dropped this palette so many times. I know, it's pretty bad. The packaging is a little bit damaged in some place. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it there, but the shadow is completely fine. So that's the Escape part. So I think it's going to be the same thing. You can travel with this. You can drop this palette, don't drop it, but you can drop this palette. The shadow is going to be fine. This palette is $45 US, and I paid 45 euros too. Yeah, I paid 45 euro too. Plus shipping, it's 8 for Europe. This take me 1 week to ship, or 1 week to ship when they send out the package. And it came for Shanghai, and I'm living in France. And today was just for Paris to my city. It's in the south, so mostly it was French. They are pretty slow. Every time the packaging is really sturdy. They put a wrapping around it, a big wrapping with I don't know the called, but it's great packaging, so it's not going to come out broken or anything. And I already have some issue last time I ordered by Kaleidos, but by my fault. The customer service is really great. Pretty much I did a mistake during sale because I did my basket beforehand and they would find me like 1 hour after. It was crazy. So if you have any problem, they're going to do something about it. So I really recommend Kaleidos for the customer service, the quality, and guys, the packaging. Can you see this packaging? It's just crazy. It's holographic, and I don't know who did the drawing, but chef to them. Oh, and Kaleidos is cruelty free. The way she puts the shadow is by row, so you have blue and greeny row, peaky, cool tone. I'm so excited to do a cool tone look with it because you know I love my cool tone. And some peachy red row. That's what I did for today. This palette is limited edition, so if you want to grab it now because you're not going to have it anymore. The last time you're going to have a chance to get it is the 17th of February. I'm going to search for the time. So yeah, the last time you're going to have the chance to grab it is the 17th of February, 11 p.m. PST. Yeah, you can find some shade dupe, but you're not going to get Kaleidos formula and the crazy duochrome and multichrome. So for 45 bucks, usually a multichrome is 20, so you got one and you got some crazy duochrome also. So that's a really good deal. I know you all want to see it. I'm going to do some swatches, and the thing I love the most about Kaleidos formula is the way the shade mix and match so perfectly together. So I know Angelica say you can put some topper against some matte. So I'm going to do a normal swatches of the shade, and I'm going to play with the shade a little bit, and I'm going to do some mixing. I already found some, so I'm excited to find all the crazy mixing you can do, so you don't have to search by yourself. Let's go, because I'm so excited to see the mix and match. So I'm going to swatch this bad boy. So up close is looking like that. So now let's swatch. So I'm going to start with the first row. I'm going to do like this. So the first shade is Firefly. It's a green. It's a topper and a duochrome. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit pink. The second shade is a blue. It's 7 of 9. And you have Gravity. It's a lime matte. I'm going to do a second time for this one because I did a poorly job. So now I'm going to swatch. In French it's a canard bleu, but it's a greenish blue. It's called Queen of Blade. That's a perfect shade for deepening some green and blue look. After you have Volt, it's a royal blue. After you have You're My Only Hope, it's a duochrome with icy and pink. I think that's my favorite shade. After you have Naru, that's a cool tone, grayish with some purple undertone. And now you have Ashto. That's the center, and that's for a reason. That's a multichrome. It's blue, purple and pink. After you have War Copper. It's a cool tone purple. And the last shade of the world is Silent, and that's a deep purple. And here we go for the last row. So Celestial, it's a peachy pink. On my lighting is more pink, but I'm going to change light so you can see. After you have Nova, that's a multichrome icy with blue and purple undertone. It's more a topper. And after you have Samus, that's orangey peach. And the last two you have Nebula. It's more peachy orangey with pink undertone. And the last shade is Red Giant. I think that's crazy because that's the harder shade to make, but that's the smoothest matte. And that's a deep, so yeah, put a little bit on Nebula, but that's a deep burgundy red. In real life you have more duochromes than my little camera, so I'm going to show you in natural lighting. So now my arm is clean, so I'm going to take each shimmery shade and put it on top of each matte and each shimmer. I'm not going to show you when I'm doing it because it's going to be too long, but we're going to start with Firefly. So this is Firefly and this is the first row. It was matte. So this is Firefly with 7 of Night. Is turning, sorry, that's my guinea pig. It's turning like a shimmer teal. That's Firefly with Gravity. It's turning like a shimmery lime green. This one is great. That's Queen of Blade and Firefly. It's a turquoise but more intense shimmer, and this is Void with Firefly. I don't know how, but it looks like a duochrome with Void, with bluish and green undertone. So that's the first row and Firefly. Okay, now this is the second row. It's more pinky. I don't think that's as much wear than the first row, because I think you have the shade and a hint of green, and in the first row you have a hint of green in every color, so I think it's better to match the topper with the shades that are in the same category. But this is Firefly with You're My Only Hope, Firefly with Arrow. I think Firefly and Astro were really good, but it's losing a little bit of the multichrome, but it's stunning. And Firefly with Walkover and Firefly and Silent. So that's the second row with Firefly. And this is the last row. It's most of the shimmer is on the last row. So Firework and Celestial work really well together. It's becoming a peachy with some green. I don't know why, but over and Firefly it doesn't work. It doesn't change anything. But Summer and Firework and Nebula with Firework, it's really pretty because it's orange. In a video you can see the difference when I swatch a Red Giant and Firefly, but in real life it's becoming more pinky. But that's the duochrome that you can see more. So this is Firefly with every shade of the Club Nebula. So now let's do with You're My Only Hope. You're My Only Hope is the pinky topper with a little bit icy and silver. So let's swatch the first row with You're My Only Hope. So here You're My Only Hope with the first row. 7 and 9 is pretty much the same thing with Firefly and You're My Only Hope. It's becoming a teal. It's depending on you if you want more pinky or more greenish look. Gravity, it's still a lime, but not that lime as with Firefly, sorry. And the last two shades, that's Queen of Blade and Void. And you lose a little bit of the pink, but it's more icy silvery. So this is You're My Only Hope with the second row. It's much better. So this is You're My Only Hope with Nauru, Astro, Walkover and Silent. I'm not going to swatch anymore Astro with some other shade because it doesn't do anything. It's already a multichrome. It's just losing the shade a little bit. Nauru and You're My Only Hope, it's becoming a little bit like a light silver with taupey undertone, shimmer obviously, and the two purple, sorry, it's becoming like a shimmer purple, but they look like each other with You're My Only Hope. And here You're My Only Hope with the last row. You can see it's more peachy pinky, but in my opinion after doing two shades they mix better when they are mixed in a same row. So the last row is going to be only with each other, and some shade I think is going to work the best. Sorry, this is pretty bad as swatches, but this is Celestial with the last row. As you can see, the best match is Celestial with Simus and Celestial with Red Giant. With Red Giant, it's turning like a hot fuchsia, and with Simus, it's turning like orange. And the other shade doesn't change that much. I already know, but this shade is my favorite to mix and match. This is Nova. This is Nova with Simus. This is Nova with Nauru. Yeah, this is Nauru. This is the taupey shade. That's crazy. This changed into more pinky tone. This is Nova with Poke Ochre. It's saying like crazy purple and kind of blue undertone. This is Nova with Red Giant. In different, I kept this because this is more fuchsia and this is more bluey purple. And this one is my favorite. This is Nova with Void, the bluish. And lastly, this is Nebula with the shade I was thinking is going to match the most. So obviously Nebula and Samus match really well together. I think it's really pretty. It's becoming more orangey with pink reflex. I already tried this, but Nebula and Red Giant, that's what I have on my eyelid today. Red Giant and Void, same thing, it's more fuchsia pink. Nebula and 7 of 9, Nebula and Gravity. So these two doesn't mix that well. So for the swatch comparison with other palettes, so this is a Club Nebula, this is the Escape Pot. Angelica say, and I'm going to trust her, you don't have really dupe for it. The Space Oasis and You're My Only Hope. You're My Only Hope is more pinky bluey undertone. Space Oasis is more champagne. Bossa Nova and Nablu. Nablu is more cool tone. And Bossa Nova is more warm tone and darker. And with the Astro Pink, yeah, Astro is a multichrome. And this shade, don't remember the name. It's just a duochrome, that's not the same shade at all. And I only have the New Lavender and Sashimi City. I don't have all the palettes from Kaleidos, maybe one day. But you don't have any shades that can resemble. And Sashimi City, it's warm tone. So yeah, even if you have all the Kaleidos palette, you don't have any repeat shade. That's all the shades that she creates. So now I'll talk about everything about this palette. Let's go on the look. This is going to be my first impression. And the first time I'm using the Nebula palette. I have so many looks in mind with this palette. When you see this palette, obviously you want to do some purple look, some blue look. But I love some red and pink look, so obviously I'm going to use this row. But if you want to see some more look using this palette, I'm going to do a 3 look 1 palette. It's going to be up I think on Sunday, so you can subscribe if you want to see more look using this palette. But I have a look in mind. I hope it's going to turn great. I already know the Kaleidos formula, like I say in the beginning of the video, so I know I'm going to love this palette. I'm going to start using the shade Red Giant on an eyeliner brush. I'm using the Zoeva one. And I'm going to do eyeliner following the tape. Whoa! It's so pigmented. I think I'm going to use only 1 coat. Usually I'm using 2 coats when I'm doing eyeliner with some powder. This look is going to be fire. I'm doing eyeliner with eyeshadow a lot, and it's never been that easy to do it. And it's a red shadow, so it's red burgundy, so it's not the easiest shadow to make. Now I'm using the shade Samus, I don't know how to pronounce it, that's the orangey tone shade. And I'm using a really blender tiny brush, and I'm going to put it on my... Oh! I forget to use the eye primer. I never forget that, but I was so excited to use it. I didn't use eye primer. Okay, so you're going to see the full potential without eye primer, without anything on my face, on my eyes. Guys, I'm so stupid. Every time I'm filming a video that I'm so excited, I forget to do some stupid thing. And I never not use eye primer. But the shadow is turning out really great without it anyways. So I'm going to do one eyes without eye primer and one with, so you can see the difference. It's very pigmented. It's powdery in a pan, but not really on my eyes. So now you can see a little bit better. You can see the red eyeliner and the orange in my crease. Now I'm using a more fluffy brush. So I'm going to mix Nehru and Samus for, I don't know, more cool tone. Oh, I love mixing shade. I'm just playing with it. If you never try Kaleidos shadow, it's very pigmented. For now everything turned out really great, but I'm going to do a cut crease for today. So I'm going to use my eye primer I'm using the ABH eye primer. That's the eye primer I'm always using. You don't need to use the eye primer. I was using concealer for a really long time, but I was tired to use up my concealer for eye primer, so I decided to buy an eye primer. So I'm going to try to do a cut crease. That's not the thing I'm most good at. I'm doing my cut crease a little bit higher than my natural crease, so you can see the shade when my eyes is open. So I'm going to use the shade Nebula in my corner. Whoa, that's a peachy. And my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Celestial. Oh, I forget it's a duo pink. I'm going to put Nebula everywhere. I'm using more Samu to get back a little bit of orange in this look. And same thing for my wing liner with Red Giant. So Angelica said if you put the topper in top of the matte, that's changed. That's the thing I love about Kaleidos formula. And by mistake I put a little bit of the shimmer shade I use with Red Giant, and it's so pretty. So I'm going to do the rest of my liner and add some topper. I'm going to put Nebula in my liner, but just in the line. Not in my wing. Okay guys, so I'm going to do my other eyes. So this time I did put my eye primer. So I'm going to see if it's going to change the look a little bit. Okay, so my eyeliner is smooth. Now we're going to do the crease. I don't see any difference, like any at all. So I don't think if you don't have an eye primer, you don't need an eye primer to use up this palette. Now with the cut crease part, hope I'm not going to mess this up. Okay, so I finished my eyes. I don't see a big difference with or without the eye primer. It was more fast to do these eyes than the other one, but also I know what I was doing. I messed up my eyeliner. Again, it's not the same. This is more up and this is more straight. I think I'm going to mess up if I try. But I'll try anyways. It's better, no? I think it's better. Anyways. So now I'm going to put my lashes and I'm going to come back. So this is the finished eyes with the lashes. I need to do my face because it's pretty rough now, but what do you think? I really love it. Just the eyeliner part, but that's me, I'm not really good at it yet, but I'm going to get better at it. So I'm going to do my face and I will be right back. I almost forget to say it, but in my lash line I put the shade Samus, and in my inner corner I put the shade Celestial. This is my final look. This is my first look using the Club Nebula. I love it. Hope you like this look. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and you can subscribe to my channel just here, and you also can subscribe to my TikTok/Instagram. And if you want to see more look using the Nebula palette, As I was saying, my next video is going to be a 3-look 1 palette using the Club Nebula. Otherwise, I hope you like this video and I'll see you next time. Bye!